which is the classic faked reverb sound. Compare that with the brass one. And you can see that although you're picking up some reverb from this room, it's quite an echoey room, the other one clearly had the appearance of an effect applied to it. But it doesn't just stop there, you know. First of all, this synth has aftertouch. So when I hold down, if I press, let's just show you that a bit better. If I press that chord again, so I hold down, it starts modulating. It doesn't stop there. It comes with a built-in chorus, which sounds particularly good played with brass and strings. So if I play this brass again, let's play it. Sorry, a little bit of noise on that. You can hear it moving around with the chorus. So there's nothing stopping you chorusing and phasing with the 1+1 on the line select. It doesn't stop there though. You've got the traditional synthy type things of you can apply modulation, as I've shown you before. You can switch that on and off if you want to make it behave more like a piano. But you've also got portamento, so between the notes it slurs the notes. So on an octave, can you hear that if I take it off? Play. And of course you could, I'll show you now me changing the portamento here, which is here. If I change the time and up that, yeah, sorry, more pronounced the wider you are apart. So if I take that down again, 2 octaves apart now. Okay, you've also got glide, which does the same thing, but it steps in semitones. So, oh sorry, I haven't set that on. Yeah, that's set to a very short time at the moment, so I'm just upping that. There you go, glide. And then the other difference between the CZ-101 and of course 1000, which I haven't mentioned so far, is you get more memory. On here you've got H worth of banks, so 8, A, B, C, D, E, and you've got 8 in each. You still have the cartridge which goes at the back of the synthesizer. I'm trying to work this tripod as I'm doing the speech. Right, anything else? Yes, there is. It's a well-featured synth. This was the top of the line for the CZ series, the CZ1, so you would expect a few features in there. I think it's worth me going through these features. I know it's a programming series, but these are the things that make the thing sound very different, and they're easy to program. The one thing you'll see as we get into the depths of it is, okay, it's set out like an analog, but it ain't an analog. It's phase distortion. It's a pretty different concept. So normal, I'll take the glide off again, and you got piano there, yeah. Let's try piano. I don't have a pedal for this one, unfortunately, but I could tone mix that. So it's playing. I'm not actually sure how you get to the other tone. I didn't get a manual with this one. What I did get though, so I should be able to look it up, is I do have both the CZ-3000 manual and my original CZ-101 sound synthesis handbook. And in fact, these two are pretty much identical inside, although funnily enough, the CZ-101 is a nicer layout with a little sprinkling of colour, which, if I show you the equivalent page in the CZ-3000 manual, you'll see, I think I've gone past that there, but you'll see it's black and white essentially. Whilst we're on the subject of other pieces of work that can help you learn about the synth, so I've mentioned the sound synthesis handbook that came with the synths, and I've mentioned an electronics and music maker edition, which I think is January 1985. In addition to that, March 86 of Keyboard magazine, the front cover of which looks like this, with Jean-Michel Jarre on the front. Lovely. That goes into, it has a little series on how to program the CZ-101. And rather akin to what I'm going to do here in this kind of basic series, if you like, they only scratch the surface. If you really want to know how to program the CZ-101, you're going to have to delve into the innards of synthesis. You're going to have to learn that whole technique, and it gets pretty technical. But I'm setting myself the challenge, and I hope you'll stick with me to learn with me. I've come across this book now, Synthesizer Technique, which is a set of reprints from Keyboard magazine in the late 70s, early 80s. And in there, it really does go into what makes up a sound. If you can't get hold of that book, that's a shame. And if you can't get hold of reprints of Keyboard, that's a shame. But even within the CZ-101 Sound Synthesis Handbook, which we're going to go through, it does cover a little bit of synthesis and the kind of things you need to be thinking about. So, whilst we're just going through memories from the past, I'm just going to finish this section by showing you one final advert, which, if it doesn't get your pulse racing, then, well, maybe you're looking at the wrong set of videos. But what I mean by that is remind you of the what was going on at the time. This was the main advert at the time, and if I just pull out there, it shows you the CZ-101, and not even the CZ-1000 at that point. I don't think. Or was it on the back? Oh, it's on the back. There we go. Brilliant. And also the accessories that they sold, but they're pretty rare now. One of the accessories is the RA3 RAM cartridge, which, as it says there, stores 16 additional memories. Woo. And the way it actually works, as this is a programming series, is you swap in and out voices from the internal memory to the cartridge, so you don't play off of the cartridge. It's merely a data store. So the final thing to cover here, we kind of went off on a tangent there, is key split, which sounds pretty decent. And if I zoom into here, you'll see you choose the note at which you split at. That's based around middle C. That's great. And if you pick two sensible sounds, like I haven't, it can be very useful. It does also have a solo feature, which applies to any of these normal tone mix and key split modes. I'll just go back here. So if you get a go normal mode, let's pick up on something that's a little bit funky. There, voice 3. Then you could set. I was playing that in normal mode, but then you could set to solo and the notes will cut out. And of course that made me sound faster just because it was cutting out between the notes. So that's quite handy. You've got bend range, which is the pitch bend here. I usually set that to just a tone. And so, and you've got vibrato and which octave you want the keyboard to start from. But then that's not really programming, that's more performance. So we've done all the minor bits of programming, if you like. Let us now get into the heart of the matter, which is this section here. And that is the 3 envelopes per oscillator and 2 oscillators.